Hi everybody.
Hello, I'm Ryan.
I'm Bethany.
And we are Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews. And today we're talking about Nanga Parbat.
Okay guys, we wanted to look up how to pronounce this game so we wouldn't be super embarrassing, but our power's out and none of our internet's working, so we weren't able to look it up. If you could tell us how to pronounce the 9th highest mountain in the world, we'd really appreciate that.
We didn't look up that much.
That's all that could load.
Or maybe we already knew. Maybe you just, we're just mountain experts.
Yes.
All right, so this game takes place outdoors, and that is why we are recording this outdoors. Not because we don't have power.
It has nothing to do with our lack of power. Nothing.
And in fact, if you hear generators going on in the background and chainsaws and all kinds of other things, ignore it. That's just part of the ambiance of the review.
That's just the Midwest.
Yeah, enjoy it.
Yeah.
We do.
So what's this game about?
This game is all about, you're being a Sherpa. You are climbing Nanga Parbat, and you are building these base camps as you're hiking this mountain. You are collecting animals that you're going to use for food and clothing, and it's also got a set collection mechanism to it. It's a lot of fun. Let me show you what it looks like. All right, here's my very romantic candlelit dinner version of Nanga Parbat. So basically, here's the setup. You have the main player board, which has all these microscopic little teeny tiny animal meeples, and they are just the best. Let me see if I can focus on this one, guy. Come on, focus. Look at him. He's so cute. There's 6 different types of animals in the game, and there is a set collection mechanism part of it, so we're going to get to that in a little bit. But basically, on your turn, wherever this kind of main Sherpa is, this is flag number 4, summit number 4, on that spot, you are going to take one of those animals off of that board, and you are going to replace it with one of your meeples. So I take this one right here. It's number 5 that I'm uncovering. I'm going to put my meeple there. This is going to be my personal board, which I'll get to in a moment. And what's going to happen is this is going to move to whatever number I uncovered, so 5. So this is going to go to summit 5. And now that's where the other player is then going to select their animal for their turn. So that's how every turn is going to go. You're going to select one of those animals off of that section. You're going to pick up that animal, replace it with one of your meeples, put the animal on your player board, and then you're going to, again, move that big meeple guy there. He's going to keep on going until both of the players have either placed all of their hikers on the board or all their scoring cubes. So what are the scoring cubes? Well, that's that little section up here in the top left corner of the board. And that's where all your victory points are going to come from. All right, so that top row there has to do with building base camps. So how do you build a base camp? Basically, it requires you to have some adjacent meeples. So let's say I had something like this. I had these 4 meeples all in a row. They can either be touching by way of inside those little pyramids there or by way of those dotted lines. So if I had 4 of those in a row, I could remove them, replace them with these little base camps here, which I will do. Once I have done that, I can place my scoring cube on the spot where it says I have 4 of those base camps built. And I'm going to get the victory points based off of what I uncovered. So 5 points there. I'd move my little square here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. The second row there has to do with turning in different kinds of animals. So there's 6 different kinds of animals in the game, like I said. Basically, you can turn in 1 of each of them, or however many you have, and you get that many victory points. So let's say I had 4 different kinds of animals. I turned in 1 of each. I would, again, put that right there. I uncovered a 6, or covered up a 6. I would get 6 victory points if I did that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, and that last one there, that has to do with the same kinds of animals. So let's say I had 5 of one of these little, buffalo guys. If I had those, I could turn those in, and I would get whatever I covered up there. So in this case, that would be 8 points. And obviously our competitors are doing the same thing. They are filling up spots on that little corner scoring board as well. So now you've seen the main player board. Let me show you our personal player boards. Okay, on this player board, there is a spot for each different kind of animal in the game. And on these 4 spots to the left, there's actually a top section and a bottom section. That basically shows whether they're spent or not, meaning they all have special abilities that you can use throughout the game. When you are scoring your animals on the main board, you can take them from either the unspent version or the spent version of those animals. I am terrible with animal names, so I'm not even going to try. Basically, these white ones here, when you slide one of these down, you just take 2 meeples that are next to each other and switch their places. So that can kind of help you get your clustering of all one color of meeple all in the same area for your base camps. Similarly, this brown guy here, he lets you switch an animal with a meeple. So that way, again, you can kind of organize things the way you want it to. This gray one here, let's just switch an animal for an animal. Again, trying to, in this case, you're maybe trying to set up a certain kind of set collection or set up a future turn. That's what that one's good for. This one here, this black one, when you slide that one down, you could actually move that yellow meeple anywhere on the board. So that way, again, sets up your turn a little bit better. These blue guys here, these are wilds essentially. They don't have special abilities as far as those go, but when you're cashing in for those, victory points in the stat collection, that kind of thing, you can use them as any one of the other 5 types of animals. And these little guys down here, these are my favorite. So these basically have no special powers except for when you first pick them up, if you are either tied or behind the other person, you get 1 victory point, which is pretty cool. It's especially cool because in this game, you can never be on the exact same spot as someone else as far as the victory point track, except for at the very beginning of the game. But basically, if someone else has 10 points and you have 9, and you get the 1 point from placing this little guy, it's not just 1 point, you get 2 points really, because, 1 to be on top of them, and then 1 more to get ahead of them. So there is no tiebreakers in this game. That is the tiebreaker. You really want to, maximize your timing and your position on that score track, so you can be ahead at the end of the game. So that's the game. Your victory points are going to come from, again, those little red guys, from building those base camps, from cashing in groups of non-equal animals and groups of the same animal. At the end of all that, whoever has the most points wins the game. All right, let's head back outside with a little bit more light.
I'm a huge fan of when a 2-player game, at least a short 2-player game, has a really short setup time and has a really small table presence. And this game does that for the amount of time that we're playing it. It doesn't take very long. It doesn't take very long to set up, and the amount of space that it takes up is good. It's not really rewarding when it takes you so much time to set up this 2-player game that you're playing for 10 minutes. But this one doesn't do that.
Right.
You set it up in like 20 seconds and you're ready to go.
Alright, so I really like the special powers that the animals give in this game. Like the first time we played it, we didn't ignore them, but we really chased the set collection part of this game. And that's what we really focused on, and we had a lot of fun with that. But by the time we got used to it more and we were more familiar with it in subsequent plays, we were able to really use those animal powers to manipulate the board and take it to a whole nother level. So I really enjoyed all that part of the game.
Okay, and the animal powers, like those little meeples, those animal meeples are ridiculously adorable. They're still like little tiny meeples, and they just I thought they were really cute. I liked the aesthetic of that, of having them all over the mountain, and just the different variety of them, and the fact that they were adorable and not cubes.
Yeah, this could have very easily been just like colored cubes and been a lot more stale on the table. All right, so even though this game kind of has a traveling theme in a sense, and also it's very small in size of box and a very small table presence, normally I would recommend that as a travel game. But because of the size of these little animal meeples, and you don't want to lose any of them, I would say leave this one at home, keep this one on your table at home. But my recommendation is to play it. Get it out on the table at home. Don't let it just sit on the shelf because you'll be missing out. This game is a lot of fun. For a 2-player game, we really enjoyed this one. Setup and teardown was fast. The gameplay was fast. It looked great on the table. And just the theming was unique and cool. I like the idea of being the Sherpas and collecting the animals. The set collection was neat. The powers were cool. Overall, this was a big win for me. I really enjoyed this. It's a fast, fun 2-player game with some good strategy behind it too.
So this game is a perfect knowledge game, and all that means is that what's out there, everybody knows about. There's no dice roll that are going to determine what's going to happen. There's not going to be any cards drafting. There's not any hidden secret agendas that you're trying to cheat that the other players don't know about. Everybody's just 2-player, but the 2 players.
Everybody, all 2 of us.
All 2 of us know exactly what's going on there. Normally in perfect knowledge games, Ryan just demolishes me. It's sad. To the point where I just don't even want to play them with him because it's not even fun for either one of us. It's not competitive for him, and then I'm just sad. But this was a perfect knowledge game where I felt like I could be competitive, and so I really liked that. I really liked that we had all the information. I could plan ahead. I could strategize. We were within a point of each other. No, 4 to 1 points of each other. Yeah.
Sure. A standard deviation of 3.
Yep, that's the one. That's the one. So I just really, I really appreciated that. Hey everybody, thank you so much for listening to our thoughts on the game that I'm not even going to pretend to pronounce correctly.
Nanga Parbat.
Make sure to subscribe so you can see our videos as they come out. You can find us on YouTube, Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews. You can find us on Facebook under Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews. You can find us on Twitter under Ryan and Bethany 1 and Instagram under Ryan and Bethany. And you can always stay tuned to the very end to hear our health update.
Everybody, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Hey, thanks for sticking around until the end of the episode for our health update. Nanga Parbat. Definitely how it's pronounced. Or not.
Could we sound more American?
This game is all about hiking in the mountains, kind of. Definitely there is hiking in the mountains taking place. And that's one of the things that I really enjoy when I have time to spend outdoors. I love hiking. It can hurt my knees a little bit, hurt my ankles a little bit. It could be, pretty aggressive that way. And I would put disc golf in that category too. It's hiking, but like with throwing stuff. But I just love getting outside, getting the fresh air. The scenery is I just love that when I'm hiking. And getting a chance to do something that's not just like running on pavement, or something like that, where it's just like pounding even more my joints, even worse. So I definitely don't do it enough. But something when I do it, I just really enjoy it. And we're going to try to do some hiking later on in the fall if we can. And so something I really recommend, I really enjoy. So be sure to, if you get a chance, do some hiking this fall. Especially when things cool down.
Yeah. Well, everybody, this is Ryan and I'm Bethany, and we will talk to you later.
And this is Nanga Parbat.
Yeah, that's the one. Bye.